Stuart, this book is full of discoveries for me. You write that it's a painful story to tell because you were living in the middle of it. And I have to say, we are lucky that you were, because it takes a writer, it takes someone with your insights as a writer to be able to see this story and deliver it to us the way you have.
Well, look, it's a book I never thought I'd write, and it's a book I didn't want to write, but it's a book that ultimately I felt like I had to write. To me, there's really two strains to the Republican Party that go back to the 50s. There was an Eisenhower strain called the McCarthy strain. The second book that William Buckley wrote after God and Man at Yale was a strong defense of McCarthy. And those elements sort of played together and against each other throughout the party. Those of us who worked for Governor Bush and President Bush, we believed in a different vision, compassionate conservatism, which is not to say we were perfect. I mean, we played too much on the dark side, I'm sure, but we aspired to something that was bigger and better than ourselves. If you go back and you read Bush's acceptance speech in 2000 at the Republican convention, I mean, the thing reads like a lost artifact from a civilization from 10,000 years ago, about humility and compassion, service. That guy couldn't win 10% in the Republican primary today with that message. So a lot of us told ourselves that dark side of the party was the recessive gene and that the party we wanted to believe in was the dominant gene. And I think Trump has made that impossible to believe. I think, in fact, we were wrong. We were the recessive gene, and the other proved to be the heart and soul of certainly the way the party evolved.
Yeah. So the elements that I used to think of as the reasonable elements of the Republican Party in the United States Senate, represented by Bob Dole and others when I was working there, who we could compromise with on certain issues at certain times, that was actually a kind of a veneer that was covering a much, much more important and ultimately controlling energy of the Republican Party that has ultimately delivered Trump.
Well, I think you have to look at it sort of like Darwinism. What emerged is dominant. You would, when Donald Trump says his party's 95% behind him, it's probably an exaggeration, like everything Trump says. Maybe it's 88, 89%. So, what I say about Donald Trump and racists, you don't have to be a racist to support Donald Trump. But ultimately, you have to be comfortable with having a racist as president, and that something you think you're getting from him being president is more important than him being a racist. And that's increasingly difficult to deny, every hour as we go forward. I think that's just a very haunting truth that you have to come to grips with. I mean, the same weekend that my home state of Mississippi took down the state flag, which was basically the Confederate battle flag, which is a very moving moment for many of us. I'm a seventh generation. Donald Trump was trying to raise a Confederate flag over the White House. It's a sad evolvement of where the party has gone.